Listen to us live anywhere. We're presented by Progressive Insurance. Key's Real Rankings are brought to you by Dell. For your small business needs, call a Dell Technologies advisor today, 877-ASK-DELL.
Wake up, Mike.
Yep, there's Mike Tannenbaum
Mike's
with us, our
locked in.
very
He's
own
locked
personal
in.
GM.
He's talking to another GM.
I was just doing a little studying here, so I'm ready to go, Key.
Talking
Excellent.
to another GM for bad trades. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, he got 2 firsts for you. What are you talking? And sent you where you wanted. And sent you to a Super Bowl team. You should thank him. Key's Real Rankings, Key. This is the best teams in the NFL. Week 2. Take it away.
Yeah, this is the Super Bowl odds coming with you. In my rankings, I move it around. So this is the top 7, Mike, just in case you were wondering. As Stephen A. would say, it's fluid. It can move around week to week. But let's start at number 7. Plus 1,800, the Baltimore Ravens. And look,
Number 7.
They sit at number 7. I know they squandered a lead. They spotted the Miami Dolphins, and then they messed around and lost that game late in the fourth quarter. Tua did what he was supposed to do. Tyreek Hill, Waddle came and got him. But you can't take away from Lamar Jackson the way that they played. You can't think that they're going to continue to do this all year long. That was an outlier. It won't happen again.
Number
Yates.
6.
The Green Bay Packers plus 1,400. And I know Minnesota Vikings took them to the woodshed in the Twin Cities, but yet and still they bounced back at home against the Chicago Bears. I know, Chicago Bears. Oh, how you going to say that? Who knows what Green Bay's all about? As long as 12 is their quarterback, they're going to be in the mix for the NFC Conference and find themselves making a deep run into the playoffs.
Number 5.
Number 5. Woo, Jay couldn't wait for me to get here. Number 5, the Miami Dolphins. Tua. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. You put Tua in this situation. Super Bowl odds for them, plus 2,500. Now, do I really think that they're going to go to the Super Bowl? No, I don't. Do I think they're going to win the division? No. Are they going to make the playoffs? Possibly, if they continue to play this way. Tua's got to start off like he ended the game, though. Can't be a last-second heroic touchdown to win games. Let's move on from here, Yates.
Number 4.
Number 4, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They went into New Orleans. Not only did they win the game, they also seemed like they won the fight a little bit there. Plus 700 to win the Super Bowl. That's their odds. Tom Brady's the quarterback. He wears 12 just like Aaron Rodgers. As long as he's on the football field and on the team, they're probably going to win the division, have an opportunity to possibly win the conference and get back into a Super Bowl. But if they don't keep him upright and those receivers don't come back healthy, they'll be sitting at home with us.
Number 3.
Number 3, we watched it last night, the Philadelphia Eagles, plus 1,300. And I know, oh, my God, I hear it all the time. The Eagles got draft picks. They're looking at C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State. They like the quarterback out of Tennessee. Oh, what about this guy at Arkansas? Oh, what about all day long? That's all I've been hearing for about the last year and a half. But last night didn't change your mind about Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles? Then you obviously don't know what you're watching. You're watching an athlete. You're watching a football player, a guy that can help you win games and keep your job. Nobody cares about the quarterback per se position, a guy standing tall in the pocket, not using his feet, looking down the gun barrel. Yeah, that's all cute and all, but I want this guy, Jalen Hurts, as my quarterback. Move on.
Number 2.
The Kansas City Chiefs at plus 700 to win the Super Bowl. James ought to be proud of this. They sit at number 2 in my real ranking. You know, Kansas City's probably going to win the West. They're probably going to be matched up against the Bills in the AFC Championship game, the 1 or the 2 seed. They're either going to play at home again for like the 20th time, or they're going to be on the road in Buffalo. As long as you got 15, just like having 12 and 12, you're going to find yourself making a deep playoff run.
Number 1.
And number 1, another team that we watched just unleash on the Tennessee Titans. I felt so bad for Coach Vrabel and what they did last night. They completely shut down Derrick Henry on the defensive side of the ball. Josh Allen looked like the best player in the National Football League again after looking like that against the Los Angeles Rams. He did it against Tennessee. And Stephon, I don't even know. Mike, you got to explain this to me. When you are scouting a guy like Stephon Diggs, and he comes up and he runs a 4.75 or something, but then he goes to the field and he dominates the way he did last night and the way he's been doing pretty much his entire career. How do you miss on that? Not you, but
Mike,
people that makes these
How do
decisions.
you miss that? How did you miss
The
Stephon
Bills
Diggs?
are at plus 400, the number 1 team in my real ranking.
Mike, explain yourself.
How does that happen, Mike?
Yeah, there's a difference between play speed and time speed, and it's an imperfect science. And Stephon Diggs is one of thousands of mistakes, or missing by a few rounds. He's a guy that's not overly big. He's not a guy that's overly fast. But when he plays fast. He's an incredible route runner. I would say Stephon Diggs and Davante Adams, in my opinion, guys, are probably the two best route runners now. And the way he can change speeds and accelerate, so maybe his 40 time isn't fast, but there's something known as the flying 20, which is how fast you run from the 20 to the 40, and more teams are using that because now you're not worrying about
you're
the
in
start.
your route already, and
Right.
yeah. Okay, so those are the dulcet tones of Mike Tannenbaum you're listening to, our very own
I needed to
personal
know
GM
that
here on ESPN Radio.
I needed to know that because I was sitting there watching the game last night, and when he ran the post, not alone the slant for the touchdown when it was ripped up on his shoulder, but when he ran that post and he hit that dude on the stick and he separated from him. I was like, how the hell did they draft him in the 5th round? What's wrong with these people?
It's called the flying 20.
By the way, though, Mike, actually, if you're Davante Adams watching Diggs last night, you're wondering, damn, I want Derek Carr to start targeting me like that in game 2.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. Yeah, and maybe Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers may realize they were better together.
Ooh, what do you think, Key?
No, I'm not worried about that. If I'm Davante Adams, they gave me 17 opportunities in week 1. They went away from giving me the football to make sure that Waller and Renfro got involved. They win the football game, even though, Mike, they should have won this game even with the 2 catches. They should have won. When we're having this conversation on the plane ride home, or they were at home, better yet, when we're in the locker room walking to our cars, Mike, we're having a conversation as we let that one get away. We should have won this game. We screwed it up. They're not sitting there saying, we got to get Davante Adams the ball more. We'd have won if we'd have got him the ball more.
So if we're looking at things through the principle of they should have won this game, then you can make the case that the Chargers should have beat the Chiefs at home, right, if it weren't for that 100-yard or 99-yard interception.
You mean,
right?
Will, the
team that's not on the
the
list.
third best team in captivity, the LA Chargers? Absolutely. And what's interesting to me, guys, like football is such a game of detail. I think they're one of the 3 best teams, Key. You don't have them in the top 7 right now?
No, I don't. They might be 7. I mean, they might be 8 if I had 8. I punished them. And the reason I punished them is because they beat the Raiders. Derek Carr gave them 3 picks. And then they wind up not in the moment that they needed to. Pull it and grab it. We're all watching, Mike. It's Joe Burrow against Justin Herbert against Patrick Mahomes. Oh my God, they got to go on the road and they got to do this.
What about that, Mike?
What did we say, Mike, at the beginning of the season for the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen? Ooh, they need a statement game. Let's see if they can go on the road and beat the Rams, the Super Bowl champs. And Mike, they went out there, they went on the road, they beat the Rams. I wanted the Chargers to take that same test, Max, and give me the answer, and they failed.
Let me just sum. It seems to me what Key is saying, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Key, that some franchises are snake bit, and they have to show you that they can overcome that. The Chargers have not been to the playoffs with Justin Herbert. Chargers going to Charger. Big moment of the game. There's the turnover. I think that's what he's getting at. What about that?
But here's what I would say, guys. Like football, just think about this. Like the margin of difference right now between the Chargers and the Chiefs is Gerald Everett has that 32-yard play. He puts his hand up. The Chargers are clearly going no huddle. That was a game plan decision they made, which is really smart for 3 reasons. One, it keeps the opposing defense on the field, minimizes crowd noise, and it makes the opposing defense vanilla. Gerald Everett's putting up his hand. He wants out of the